Hey everyone, and welcome to this new video. This time I'm going to be doing something else. I'm going to react to a theory from Eleanor Nightwalker. Recently we had new storyline quests and she made a theory about it, about Anne's plan, and it got me really enthusiastic. In general, her theories make me really enthusiastic because I really like Star Stable's lore, to know everything about it and to think about what might happen in the future. Yeah, I've been watching Eleanor's videos for quite a while already, and I always really like her theories. They always make a lot of sense, and I often do agree. I asked her if she was alright with me doing these reaction videos, and she is, so that's awesome. It's always polite to ask. Though my channel isn't that popular yet and stuff, but yeah, with time it will grow, I hope. I'm just going to try and do the things I like to do. So yeah, that's all I can do, and if it doesn't grow, well, too bad, but yeah, I'll just give it at least 2 years. Anyway, I am going off topic again. Let's actually start with the video. Before you continue though, big spoiler warning, because it is going to contain information about the latest storyline quest about saving Fripp, and also about possible future storyline quests. So if you don't want to be spoiled, then stop watching now. I skipped her intro because there's a little bit of Star Stable music in it, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get copyrighted for that or not. I've been looking a little bit into using official music in your video legally and without getting copyright claims, and it's quite a complicated story, so yeah, I don't know about it yet. If you have any tips, then it's welcome, because I'd actually like to use the song Now I Know from Naomi. Maybe you've heard it. Also part of Star Stable. In a video. But yeah, I'm not sure if how and stuff. So yeah, if you have any tips, always welcome. So let's really start now.
We got new main story quests. Yay!
Yeah,
Now,
always
excitement
good.
aside, let's actually digest what happened here. Fripp is back, which makes us one step closer to our battle against evil. But now
Yeah.
Anne is gone with the 5-leaf clover. So what is she up to?
Kind of a bold move, isn't it? Like, it's just stealing a very important clover and running off with it. I love that.
At first glance, it may look like she's just trying to save the day on her own, but I think she's up to something bigger. So to start out, let's do a little recap of Anne's role in these new quests. She starts out being furious that things are taking too long, and expresses her issues with this whole situation. We then get rushed to Fripp's chamber.
Yes, about that indeed. I've actually said something about that in my video about saving Fripp. About how I think, yes, he's angry and vengeful and really up to something. So I, yeah, totally agree on that.
Because he's fading, and we start brainstorming ideas for how to save him. That's when our character brings up the 5-leaf clover.
Of course, it's always a character. Yeah, typical, of course it is.
That we took from Idris. Anne questions what's so special about this clover, in which the other explain that it's capable of working powerful transformation, that Pi used clovers like this to create dark horses, and that according to Idris, this particular clover has a lot of potential. Anne seems very
Look at her face, how she lightens up after that little bit of information. That tells you something.
interested in this information, and the next thing we know, she has stolen the clover and ran off on her own.
Yeah, no surprise. She definitely has a plan with it.
So what exactly is Anne planning to do with this clover? Well, ever since coming out of the crystal, and especially during these quests, there's only been one thing driving her, and that is Concord. Her main motive has always been avenging her horse, and she's hardly ever portrayed thinking about anything else. So what do you think?
Yes, that's true. And actually, she mentioned something about Concord last year during the Red String Trail ride. I actually made a post about it on Instagram, which I'll show you right now. I didn't specifically picture the dialogue she said, but I wrote it down so I can still read it to you. She said, yeah, she said it's not the same riding another horse instead of her soul horse. She wishes Concord could grow faster. So is that a hint at the new storyline quest? I definitely think it is, especially now with new theory and the things happening now, because she's always she just wants old Concord back. That's what she's been wanting since the beginning, and not connecting as well to the new Concord. So if we actually get a storyline quest where we make Concord adult much faster, that would make so much sense that she can finally ride her soul horse again in a storyline quest, and that's really convenient for a lot of things. They are stronger together. And we know the horses, they have magical energy, the soul horses. And yeah, it can be used in rituals and stuff. Though I'd like to see what else the horses can do. Small spoiler from an even earlier storyline quest. Our own starter horse was actually able to fly at some point. But we haven't really seen the horses doing any magic. Sure, their magical energy supports the soul riders in, well, several ways mentally, I think, and it probably strengthens their magic even more, maybe. Although the soul riders are perfectly capable of practicing magic without being on their horse. Sure, it doesn't feel the same as we know from Anne, and it's not a same connection, but I'd like to know what can those horses do even more with that magic. Like they probably can't cast spells or something, but could they like make a shield or fly as well? I'd like to see that. Anyways, back to the video.
Goes through her mind when she learns about this magic 5-leaf clover that can transform horses. She wants to use it to bring back Concord.
Yeah.
She even says it early on
Definitely.
in these quests that she just wants her best friend back. In this context, I feel like that's very obvious foreshadowing. Okay, this is a natural
Yeah, I
connection
so
to
much
make,
agree.
but how can we be sure? Well, let me bring in some other evidence. First of all, it's essential for the story for Concord to grow up into a guardian horse. She can't go into battle as a foal. But remember, we don't have time to wait for it to happen naturally. 2 months have passed in the story, and it will take years for her to be ready. The story would never progress. So they do need to find a way to age her up, and we have the perfect setup right in front of us.
Yeah, that's another evidence proof indeed. Because if Anne doesn't make Concord adult anytime soon, the story can't really progress as well. Like, are we then going to have like 2 years of storyline quests with the Dark Riders constantly being after Concord and and constantly riding another horse. I think at some point, yeah, that would become repetitive. Yes, we just really need Anne on her own horse again. Yeah, love to see that. It's interesting to see the other horses she rides, the variations, but it's in so many ways convenient for the story for Anne to ride Concorde again.
Second of all, this is backed up in the game files where Concorde is specifically described as a foal. Why do they need to specify her life stage in the codes if this is the one and only Concorde we have in the game? No, this suggests that there will be another version that is not a foal.
That's interesting because I don't look into game files and stuff. I don't really know how to do that or what programs to use to do that. But, anyways, that's another proof that there will be another version of Concorde. Of course, there will be, but yeah.
This is the full version, and there will be an adult version. Notice how the other three don't have such things in their codes.
This is a bit off topic, but I noticed something else here. Do you see this? Eva healing Starshine and Starshine Ice accident. I don't remember us having a storyline quest where Starshine gets into an ice accident. So that's another potential spoiler for another storyline quest. And I'd really like to see that because Eva, and I looked her up. Eva is Anne's mother, Eva von Blissen. And I wasn't sure about what her power was anymore. Eva is connected to the Star Circle. She has the power to heal and road Starshine. Now, here we also see Eva healing Starshine and Starshine accident. And here something similar happens. She was often paired up with Catherine during Evergrade's training exercises. And during an accident in Dino Valley, Eva saw that Catherine had trouble controlling her powers, which led to Starshine being trapped in ice, but she managed to heal him. Was that when it happened? I'm honestly, I'm not sure anymore if we saw that in Catherine's memories. Starshine getting injured and Eva healing Starshine. It probably did. Oh, but that's too bad because I was really looking forward to actually seeing Eva in the game healing Starshine because we haven't seen any of Anne's parents yet. So to go and see Eva in action, yeah, I love that. Anyways, back to the topic.
Very suspicious. And lastly, there's the way that Mrs. Holdsworth reacted to Anne's actions. She knew that this would happen, but didn't say a word about it. And what was her explanation? You can't stop what needs to happen. I'm sure that if this was nothing but a reckless attempt for Anne to save the day on her own, Mrs. Holdsworth would have warned us and we would rush out to stop her. But no, this needs to happen.
Yeah, mind Mrs. Holdsworth. She knows more than we think. She has much more in store. I like that because we haven't really seen such a side of her. Having a little secret, not telling us something because something else needs to happen. Of course, all goodwill and stuff. But I like that. I think she was kind of badass in her younger years. Yeah, you need to watch her. She seems like that. A sweet, innocent lady we'd all want as our grandmother, but there is much more going on. But she's a really good soul. I don't think she'd ever harm anyone. Though we don't know. Think we haven't seen her in action in her younger years. Yeah, I think she was quite badass. I'd like to see some flashbacks to that.
So much so that they're willing to risk Fripp's life for it. If that doesn't raise any flags, then I don't know what does.
Yeah,
So
agreed.
I assume that a lot of you got eager now and want to know, does this mean that they're bringing back the original Concorde? After all, that's the Concorde she wants, and she doesn't connect with the new one, right? I'd say it's possible. And Anne did say she was happy that Concorde could enjoy being a foal and not face the responsibility of being a guardian yet. But as much as I'd like for this to be the case, I don't think it is. They have gone through all the fuss of finding the new Concorde, the gender change, building her character and making us fall in love with her. And for what? If they bring back the original Concorde, all of this would be meaningless.
Yeah, I totally agree. They wouldn't do that if they'd bring back old Concorde. No, they'd rather just make Concorde adult much faster. I still have to get used to Concorde being a mare. Like, it was so fitting for Concorde to be a proud stallion, you know, little bit on the arrogant side, little bit. And now it's all of a sudden a mare. It's really something we need to get used to. I also see it in the comment section on Facebook and stuff. Most people still would have preferred Concorde as a stallion. But yeah, SSO has made this choice now, and we just have to settle for it. Yeah, going to have to accept it. So then it's just going to be a proud mare. Though yeah, I'd still rather have Concorde be a stallion. But oh well. After all that effort, like Eleanor said, I don't think they're going to change that back, because otherwise it's all for nothing.
And there would be no point in having the full version in the first place.
Yeah.
They don't just spend all that time and effort on a story-changing character for it to be replaced later on. Nope,
Yeah.
They're gonna keep the Concorde that they made, but they're gonna grow her up. Okay, so to add to this theory, we can also dig into the possibility of how Anne is gonna do this. I mean, yeah, she has the 5-leaf clover, but Evergrey does say that they need a witch to make it work, which is why they call in Mrs. Holdsworth in the first place. So who's gonna help Anne if not Mrs. Holdsworth? I guess Pie is a pretty obvious go-to answer. She's an old druid who already have experience with these clovers, and she's good now. But other than her, there are many witches around Jorvik that could help Anne. Maybe her mother knows someone who can help. But there's one character that fits perfectly into all of this, because they are known for their part in the Saving Fripp quest chain. And that character is Mazarine. You may never have heard of this character, as she has only ever been portrayed in the Star Stable magazine back in 2018. We had this concept art of her as well as a character description.
Oh, look at her. She looks really cool. And those cute paws on her outfit. And I think her powers, they're probably something air-based, because this makes me think of a tornado that's bold. It could also be the sun, but I don't think so. No. And Sunbolt is different. And this seems to be lightning.
So she's a witch from the other side of Jorvik that was supposed to partake in our mission to save Fripp. Mrs. Holdsworth was her mentor, and her pet is a magic cat that can be turned into a horse.
That's awesome, right? When you come back from a ride, you let your horse change back into a cat, and you take it with you in your house. You don't need to leave it in a paddock. That's just awesome. I'd love it. Yeah, I'd really like to see this character in game. Perfectly fit Star Stable. Yeah, I don't hope they cancelled on this character. Just postponed it or something.
I mean, what? I want this character.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Honestly, I was kind of disappointed when she didn't show up to help us save Fripp, but that's why I'm thinking that this is a perfect opportunity to bring her in.
Yes,
right?
please.
I mean, evidence is kind of hard to come by since this is literally the only information we have about her, but one of the key points about her is that she'll be introduced at this point in the story. So, will she? I think that's a pretty nice note to end this theory on anyway. So, I want to know from you guys, do you think this is Anne's plan? And do you think that Mazarin will be involved?
Yeah, I'm not sure, but I'd really like her to be involved. But maybe Anne is going to find her own way. It wouldn't surprise me. Anne typically be someone to find her own way with things. But if that would be a case, Mazarin appearing in the next storyline quest, helping to make Picard adult, yeah, I'd love that.
Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, if you did, I'll see you around. Bye!
So let's sum this up. We already had some foreshadowing last year during the Red String Trail ride, and talking about wanting Concorde to grow faster, and kind of constantly talks about wanting the old Concorde back, or making him grow faster. Her, sorry. Still need to get used to it being a her. Then Anne hears about the special powers of the clover, about it being able to make transformations, and then you see her just lighten up, and the next thing she does is run away with it. And the next thing is the story convenience. It would be very convenient for the story if Concorde could finally be adult again. Another thing, Mrs. Holdsworth didn't stop it from happening. She knows it needs to happen now. She let it happen on purpose. She didn't warn any of the Soul Riders or told them to stop them. And last, the evidence found in the files about the fall form, which none of the other horses have, just one indefinite version, guardian horse or something. So all of this together, yeah, I definitely think this theory is true, and might indeed try to get the old Concorde back, but she will probably fail doing that, and instead make Concorde adult. Maybe she'll find her own way, or who knows, maybe Mazarin will indeed appear for the first time. Would be awesome, but we still have to see about all of that. But yeah, it would be very logical, make a lot of sense if these were the next things to happen in the storyline quest, and making Concorde an adult would be really good for the story and everything. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. It's become quite long, but well, that's okay. That's kind of my style, I think. Long talk, yeah. So see you next time, and have a good night or evening, day, morning, whatever applies to you. See ya, bye!